Matchless people, welcome back to another stream. I'm here with Mason. How you doing, mate?
Big up, bro. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks, mate. So today we'll be doing Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 4 match reaction. What a result. I'm really happy with it. So we'll get the guests in now. We've got Deji in the back room. How you doing, Deji?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, my team just picked up another 3 points. You know how it is, light work, innit? Light work. So it's a pleasure to
Don't
be.
happen often, does it?
No, I don't know what it is, mate. You know, you say that, but we're in the top 4. You know, and we're having a crap season.
Ain't Newcastle got a game in hand? Is that why? Who's dropped out? Who's got the game in hand?
We're just dealing with
Newcastle.
we're dealing with current settings, my bro. And currently Spurs are 4th. Currently you're top at the moment, but with what I've been seeing from your club, it's only a matter of time till you lot join us, and you lot will probably be 3rd. Do you know what I mean? So
Second.
don't get too carried away, bro. You scrape past Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? You scrape past.
Oh, come on, Deji. You're smiling. Even you know that's not true, man.
Bro, I was watching the game. I was laughing,
First
Bro,
half,
you're wearing that cap.
First half.
Let's
Be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. First half, we didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Second half, whatever Mikel said at that half time, got the players going. Jorginho, fantastic.
I mean, the only thing.
Zinchenko, fantastic. My inverted winger. My inverted left back, should I say, yeah?
Yeah.
I see him more times in the midfield popping up than I see Harry Kane. You know? Richarlison. Emi Martinez has scored more goals than Richarlison this season. In the Premier League.
I'm more looking at Richarlison's kind of contribution to the whole thing, bro. And
did he score again today? Or did he score today or not?
He didn't, but I think he was kind of instrumental in the way that we kind of played our game. Do you get what I'm saying? It was
60 mil.
Played, you know what I'm saying, bro?
60
yeah,
mil.
so obviously...
But let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it, because I'm here to kind of bring you man back down to earth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll just go through the chat first. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, please.
It's done, you know.
Hashim, big up yourself. Big up Ryan.
Big up.
So yeah, obviously, a good reaction. Good reaction. Coming back from a disappointing start to the game. We had 2 goals conceded in the first half. Was it in the first half? Yeah. 2 goals conceded in the first half. We managed to get one back in the first half as well, though. But what a volley by Saka. Can never, ever doubt that boy. So, I think personally it was a good display in the second half. I think we managed to pick it up. First half, we was very shaky. Defensively in the last 3 or 4 games, we've been shocking. Gabriel, Saliba, you name it, they've all been shocking. Especially our right back position, which is looking quite weak at the moment. Said that Ben White's out of form, and Tomiyasu, well, he had a stinker against Man United. Don't get me wrong, I love Tomiyasu, but against Man City, he was shocking. Like he was not the man that we usually see from him. So, I thought it was a good game. Picked up the 3 points. That's all that matters. We're now above City, 2 points clear of City, which is good. So yeah, Mason, what got your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank man like Chris Wood. God bless you, my brother. Thank you. Bless you, Margie.
You're still shit,
kept us
but
2 points clear. Huh?
Still shit, but we respect him.
Yeah, I respect him for that goal. Well played, Margie. But yeah, game of 2 halves, bro. Me and you were chatting during the first half, and like at half time, we both agreed that this is shocking. It was a shocking first half. And Mikel obviously did something right by getting into them. And we've seen from the Amazon Prime documentaries how he can switch and he can go ape and he can bring out the old torch, you know what I mean? The old light bulb and stir a little bit up. And he certainly did that. And that is what I was talking about. The second half was fantastic. First half, we created our own mistakes, like the Manchester City game. Obviously, we ain't been on since the Brentford game for reasons. But the same with the Manchester City game. We just didn't look ourselves. We really just let them just take control. And the same here. We gave them goals, We gave them goals out of our own mistakes. And that's exactly what we did against Villa. We gave them goals. And if we cut out the defensive errors and the mistakes by our team, then there's no reason why we can't stay in first, second, But as Deji was saying before we come on live, and this is just true facts, we could end up falling into the top 4 race eventually. We could end up falling into that because it could be sticky for us because we keep on doing these mistakes. We've still got to go Anfield. We've still got to get Chelsea down our ground, but we've still also got to go to the Etihad. So there is difficult games to come. So hopefully, if we cut out those mistakes, cut out them errors, and put things right, we've got to go Leicester next week, and we've got to get those 3 points. We just got to keep on going now. But like you said, Flair, it was just a game of 2 halves, and I just think we played so much better the second half, and we deserved to win in the end. But when it looked at it, it really didn't look like we were going to win that game in the first half, bro. We could have been even when Ramsdale pulled off a fantastic save at 2-2 to stop them going 3-2 up. I was saying it to myself, bro. I literally said to myself, I was like, the next goal wins the game. The next goal wins the game. At 2-2, I was thinking if the next goal wins the game, Ramsdale pulled off a blinder. And that's my number one. You know, if it weren't for Ramsdale, we could have been 3 down, 3-2 down. You know, and that's just simple facts. We have to sort out these defensive errors, where they're coming from. We're playing into other teams' hands. It's because of our own mistakes that we lost against City. We conceded 2 against Villa. It's just our own mistakes, and it's getting on my nerves in a way. We've patched over it because there hasn't been mistakes, but now they're starting to come open, you know. And I'm sure Deji will. I see him nodding. I know he's agreeing with what I'm saying, which I'm sort of glad that I'm hearing a neutral. You know what I mean? Agreeing with what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But it is true. We have to pattern up these mistakes, bro. Otherwise, we could end up being in the bloody race for top 4, and that's not what we want. We want to be in the title race. Yeah, David knows best.
David knows best.
David knows best. Big up, David. What time was this stream? Because it's just so scheduled. So I need to make sure I remember that because
7:17. I'll put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the private chat, bro. That's perfect. Yeah, big up David though. David knows best, but he doesn't because he predicted that Arsenal would win that game 2-1. And we didn't.
Yeah, that's what I said, and he was like, "Oh, well, you still won the game anyway." So
we still won, and I wanna actually say to David this, bro. David, you're the reason why Man United won today because I switched on my TV. Leicester City was dominating you lot because could not finish their dinner, and I literally watched the United game and thought, they're gonna lose this. And then what does Rashford fucking go and do? Apart from feeding the kids, he fucking goes and bags another bloody goal, man. I'm vexed about it. Because every time I switch on my TV to have United on my screen, they end up fucking winning. I hate it. I get
a notification pop up and it comes up Manchester United goal.
Oh.
And I go, oh yeah, it's definitely Rashford. And then
it's every time I watched them. I watched it in the Manchester derby as well, and the lucky fucks pulled it off again. You know what I mean? Thank you, bro. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, bro. No, first and foremost, bro, it's a pleasure. Thank you a lot for having me. Can I just deal with Hashim quickly? Hashim saying at Deji, I have a question. Why do I feel like you always come live only when Spurs win? Bro, that's exactly what's happened. It's your feeling, bro. I come on live.
He actually, I'm gonna back Deji here, and obviously,
you get me.
He actually come on when Spurs are in a doubt. Really, he come on before the North London derby and took the heat from me and many other gooners, you know. So he's been here through the mud, bro. That's one thing I can say about him, bro.
Respect, my G. Bro, look, the reason why I was nodding MK the Don is because that's why I respect it, and that's why it's always a pleasure. Because one thing about you, my bro, is that you're a football man. Do you get me? Banter aside, jokes aside, you know your stuff, you know your football. And that's probably the most realist kind of evaluation or analysis of the Arsenal game that I've heard, which is that you man weren't great, and I've been saying it, and I think this stems from the January transfer window. I did say that I weren't too impressed by your signings, and to be honest, the reason why I was nodding as well was because, yeah, you were peppering Aston Villa, but let's be real, Jorginho's goal. It depends on what side of the fence you want.
No, bro. Hold on. Emi Martinez's goal. My former Gooner. My former
You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, how unfortunate for Martinez, how great for Arsenal.
A great diving header, bro.
That was what turned it, and you guys won it. But easily, that game in real could have easily been a 2-2 draw.
And there's Zinchenko's goal was before that, mate. I'll just add.
Yeah,
No,
Zinchenko's
it
goal
wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was 2-2. Never mind.
to equalise. But what I'm saying is that game could have easily been a 2-2 draw,
Mm.
and then we would be sitting there singing a different hymn, if you know what I'm saying. But you, man, managed to get it over the line because you, man, didn't give up. I think for me, though, as great as it is for you, man, to see your team top of the league, what we did see is that you guys aren't the same. Something ain't quite right. Because that's not a great Aston Villa side to kind of limp over the line across. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not a great team. I know
Ollie Watkins, though, always bags us on.
He's a banger.
Yeah, I mean, but the way that team, even Coutinho doesn't normally get even game time, and the way he took his goal, I think well done to you, man. But I think that's about it. Do you get me? And I think MK the Don Mason, you kind of heard it right. Right now, I think the form team is Man United, bro.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking good. Rashford's scoring goals for fun.
Mm.
They're 5 points behind you. I know you got a game in hand, but you know in the Prem, game in hand don't mean nothing. I would rather have played the game than have a game in hand. Because there's no point having a game in hand.
And let's just face it, the game in hand, I don't know whether you guys know this, but it's Everton.
Bloody
Sean Dyche.
And we got beat by them.
And we got beat by them at Goodison. He'll want to come with a game plan, bro. So it ain't one until, no Premier League game safe. There's 20 teams who deserve to be in the Premier League.
Sean Dyche picked up his second win under Everton in 3 games. Got a 2-1 win against Leeds. The guy's not playing games, bro. So I think, look, well done to Arsenal for getting the 3 points. But I'm not going to lie, you lot look shaky. And at the moment, every so often, Mace, me and you are talking online, we're messaging each other. And that's why I asked you the question last week. I don't know if I did ask you, but I'll ask you again. If Arsenal finish third, what does that mean in terms of your season?
Failed season.
Yeah. Because right now, despite what happened this weekend, we're gonna take this weekend as a one-off. Man City, we know they're having a dreadful season, but they're only 2 points behind you with the game in hand. Manchester United are 5 points behind you, man. It's not unreasonable to suggest that Arsenal right now is fighting between top 3.
I think United have got a very good chance. I will say this: United have got a very good chance if we end up bottling it.
Yeah,
just facts, Deji. If we end up bottling it, it won't be the title because I don't personally believe City have got the better squad, the more rotation, everything about them. Yeah, they've got the mentality, the experience of winning trophies at the Premier League. Yeah, they experience in winning Premier Leagues. So I think, if anything, they're favourites. But if we don't come second or first, then I consider it as a fail. Because if we come third, my first target was just getting top 4. It don't matter first, second, third, or fourth.
Yeah,
don't matter. Beginning of the season, just top 4. But targets can change, and this target has definitely changed. I want top 2. Top 2.
I think if you get top 2, you've done well.
We've done well considering where we've been. 8th and 6th or 5th for the last 4 seasons. We're getting back up to that level. And fingers crossed.
I agree. So that's the only thing that I'm slightly. I must have said the other week, I've lost faith in this Arsenal team to kind of win the. You know what? The only thing I can say though, in you lot's favour and defence, is you man have heard me come out and say that I think this is a freakish season, and I feel like Arsenal are going to do a Leicester, and by hook or by crook, you guys are going to probably win the league. And I think these weekend results kind of showed it. Liverpool slapping up Newcastle, Man City drawing bloody to Nottingham Forest. I mean, that's twice now, I think. Or was it Liverpool that flopped to Forest? And then Man United did their thing, but it's only Man City's lost 3 games already. 4 games. They've lost 4 games already. And we're still just over the halfway mark.
Can I also remind you as well what Leicester City did lose? Obviously, we come second that season, right? And Leicester lost both home and away to who? One team they lost home and away to, who then finished second, us. Yeah?
You guys, yeah.
So it just goes to show, even though we lost that game at home against City, even if, God hope we don't, but I ain't expecting to go to the City and win. But say that we pick up a point, or even if we lose the game at City, doesn't mean the title's over, you know what I mean? If we keep on doing our thing, which is taking game by game, don't look ahead, don't look anywhere. We ain't got Europa League until next month. So that's all sorted. That's fine. We've got past that. We can just focus on our Premier League game. So we've got Leicester next. That's the next motive, yeah? We have to get the 3 points. They could have actually beat United today if they would have took their flipping chances, or De Gea wouldn't have made so many good saves.
Yeah.
But that's where it has to come in. We've now got to take our chances against them and hope that we don't make our mistakes. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here next week, bro, and I'll be going, same old Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing also that everyone's been pointing out is Jorginho's goal, was Nketiah and Odegaard blocking Martinez's view? If you can see the picture.
No. I can see the picture. In my opinion, it's sort of the same as the Manchester City when United scored that one.
Yeah.
I believe that was. I think someone was either offside or blocking. If you know what I mean. And they thought obviously that was given.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I think
yeah,
the
yeah.
rule's stupid because yes, he's in the keeper's eye, but if it ain't going to be given for one team, then they can't expect not to give it for another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the officials have probably sort of looked at it and thought, well, if we don't give it here, the whole fucking Arsenal fan base, plus Mikel, plus every fucking person, yeah, who don't hate Arsenal, are going to be on to us. So they
a
probably
winning
thought,
goal as well,
exactly, and that's what they did against. They done it against man. Like I think it was Rashford who was blocking him or something.
But
It might have been a
if that goal
Rashford
was
goal.
if that goal was in, say, the 60th minute, 50th minute, that would have been disallowed.
Yeah, maybe so, but I still think they have to give these now. Like this, they can change the rule at the end of the season because let's just get it in. It shouldn't be allowed. Like if you're blocking, it should be offside. If you're blocking the goalkeeper's view and you're behind the defence, that's offside. You know what I mean? But the rule's stupid. Let's admit this here. I'm sure the three of us could literally say this. The referees in this game, in this league, we are the best league in the world, but the shittest officials.
I just think it lacks a bit of common sense. I think for me, the reason why I thought it was a goal was because I don't see Nketiah moving towards the ball. He kind of
neither.
Jorginho strikes the ball. He's kind of stationary, and if he's stationary and he's not attempted to go for the ball, then that should be a goal. And I think that's why it was allowed. Had Nketiah tried to get ahead on it or put out his leg to try and touch it, then that is blatantly offside because now and that is the reason why the keeper would have had to have not made a move or made a move. But because he was completely stationary, even when I saw it at the time, I was like, they're making, this is common sense. That's a goal. And the thing I hate most about the game at the moment, even with the VAR, is that common sense is kind of coming. Common sense is just not so common anymore because that shouldn't be a debate. Did Nketiah, did he move? Did he interfere with play? No. He didn't. What can you do? If a shot's a shot's a shot. Let's just be sensible. Do you know what I mean? Some of these offside decisions that I'm seeing and the way they're drawing the bloody line, it's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Because how is that line straight? It's based on your perception. It's based on your kind of view. Do you know what I mean? Let's just use common sense and give the benefit of the doubt. So I had no qualms with that goal. I thought it was a legit goal and it should stand. And had you guys,
I just thought VAR might fuck us over. Referees want to get us.
If VAR had got involved and that goal was chalked off, I think you guys had every right to complain because then you can put an inquiry out and say, is there like a narrative or is there something going on behind the scenes that
I think also Saka, man, he needs some protection, bro. He's getting kicked the shit out of by Aston Villa players yesterday, and nothing.
But they're dirty, though. They've been dirty like that since Gerrard.
They're fucking dirty, bro. I'm not even joking, but it also happened. Flair, you know the Oxford game? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened during the Oxford game. You literally get kicked. Referee did fuck all. referees, man, need to actually start putting some defence on. Not even just Saka, but other players as well who just get kicked the shit out of. Grealish is another one who literally just gets battered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
the referees need to do something because
I-
Saka was getting strapped up. And yeah, he played 90 minutes, bro. Why? Probably because we don't have anyone else. Reece
Yeah.
Nelson's only just coming back from an injury. I don't even know whether he was. I saw him on the bench. I saw him on there, but I didn't know whether he was on the actual bench or not. He's probably not worth the risk. So, hence why the physio literally strapped fucking Saka up and off he went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
flipping when I first. You know, it's
I
like the
agree.
90s again, man.
I think, yeah, you're right. Saka is getting kicked, but I think there's something dirty about Aston Villa. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember that it was Aston Villa that Doherty got his injury and came out, and that was a Matty Cash dirty challenge on Docs, and Doc was out for the rest of the season. And it's something that they've picked up under Gerrard, this kind of nasty feistiness where they're just getting in. And going to Villa Park, I know it's always going to be tough, not because I think Villa play good football, but I just think they're so dirty that you just got to pray that you come out of there unscathed, without scars running down your leg or down your back with the way that they play their football. Do you know what I mean? So, I totally agree. Saka was getting absolutely... And, the good thing about Saka yesterday is, for such a young guy, man stood his ground, you get me? Like,
exactly.
Man stood up and said, yo, don't think just because I'm quiet, don't think I'm a clown. Man will come and clap you up if I need to. So, big up to him for doing that, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we just want to watch the best league in the world with the best teams in the world play good football. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly that. Big up Deji, bro. That's some solid words defending Saka, man. Big up your goddamn self for that.
Yeah, man. You have to. What we want to see is the best players playing good football, and trying to injure a player is not something that I advocate for. Do you get me? Even when you guys had Jesus, and I used to say, look, Jesus could get injured and rare. I always used to say, I don't wish bad upon him. I don't wish injury on any player. Doesn't matter what club you play for. We want to see the best players playing football week in, week out, and that's it.
Of course. Like I say all the time, I'd rather see the best Tottenham. I'd rather a Tottenham team with no injuries,
Yeah.
I'd rather see the best Tottenham. Harry Kane, Song, I want them all. Bring them on, because that will test it. When we played you guys at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you had some of your big players. You had big domes,
who aren't on
Song got shut up by Saliba.
Yeah, well, I guess the one thing you saw tonight is something that I've been crying out for, Mace. I've been saying I've been saying for a minute, we got to drop Son. Do you know what I mean?
You have to.
If you're not on form, you need to get dropped. Tonight he was dropped.
Should we quickly go on? Obviously, I didn't watch it. I don't know about Flair. I didn't watch the Spurs game. No, that's no disrespect, because I do watch football, innit? But I've got a little one, so I had to be around me and a Spurs fan either. So that's not gonna happen for me. But what was the final score?
Spurs won 2-0.
2-0 against West Ham, was it?
Yeah.
But Deji, what are your thoughts on that, Mo?
Yeah, bro. My thoughts is Stellini has come in to the post 3 times, and Spurs have got 3 wins. And for whatever reason, Stellini seems to be able to get a tune out of the Spurs players playing the Conte system. If you want to see Conte's system at its very best, watch Spurs under Stellini. We tend to have a lot more possession. We tend to create a lot more chances. We tend to seem a bit more solid. I've been public about my kind of views on Fraser Forster, aka Mr. Blobby. But mate, my guy didn't put a foot wrong tonight. Do you know what I mean? And I think Conte's the problem. I think when the players have Conte on the touchline or in the dressing room, they are scared witless. There's a way that he wants them to play, they don't play. Under Stellini, Conte's not about. They play with a little bit more freedom, and you're seeing the results. Once is, you can call it jammy. 2, beginner's luck. 3 wins now under Stellini. I'm saying give Stellini the job, mate, and let.
Is he a part of Conte's coaching team?
Yeah, he's part of Conte's backroom staff, but I think you can have someone who's an assistant like Arteta, who was probably sitting there watching Pep, saying, you know what, if this was me, I would have done this. Do you know what I mean? And I think Stellini is that type where he's seeing the madness that Conte is doing, but he can't say nothing. The only way you can show Conte that what he's doing is stupid is to have his players and show. You know what? When I knew Stellini was in charge, the bookies had Spurs as odds-on favourite to win tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody had
Yeah.
Spurs to win.
I knew as soon as this is no like discredit for Spurs, but I thought if Conte was in the dugout tonight, you guys would get beat.
Right.
And that would have been facts. But you guys played, the teams that play with a bit more freedom. Like I said, I didn't watch it. The only game I did have a look at, it was the Milan one, midweek. And that wasn't just because you guys lost. I actually like AC Milan, but I wanted to see if Giroud scored against you. But to be honest, you can turn that around as well, as long as this guy's in charge. If Conte ends up
in
going
charge,
back
you turn it around. If Conte's in charge,
stay.
After getting beat 4-1 by Leicester, I mean, what Spurs have done is they've turned it around. So they've managed to get how many wins in a row now?
Well, there was just one at the moment, but we've
just
beaten
one. They lost last week, didn't they?
To come back like that after losing to Milan, losing to Leicester, you know, he's turned it around, and I respect that by Tottenham, because I think that, you know, it's hard to go from a game where you've, you know, like what we've had. We lost that game against Everton, then we drew that game against Brentford. Sorry, and you know, did we lose against Everton before we drew to Brentford? Or
lost to Everton, drew to Brentford, lost to City.
So we
won against Villa.
Struggle for that consistency, and what Spurs have done, and they've managed to gain that consistency back after a game, after losing again. I mean, I respect that a lot, because I think, you know, they're in this top 4 race now, and you just got to admit that.
The thing is, I'll banter Spurs fans. Like, me and Deji will go back and forwards, but he knows that what I say is banter, yes, but also this. I know that Spurs have a flipping good squad. I look at your squad and think, how the flip are you guys not winning trophies? I honestly do that. I look at your team and think, Harry Kane, Richarlison, even though I banter Richarlison so much, he was quality at Everton. Why does Spurs make these players into Spursy players, bro?
Conte, bro.
What is going on? Like Matt Doherty, for example, went on a free, just released, get off the system. You should play him. I know Royale scored today. I know he's doing better, but flipping hell, man, there's a position right there for Matt Doherty.
How much did he pay for training? He went to another country. I swear he got a personal trainer and everything like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he's, you know, he's still shocking.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So it's literally like, it's like Spurs are, I say this as like banter to wind up Spurs fans. And like, this is the truth though. You're Spursy when it comes down to it. You will pull off great performances with quality players. Like when you done us last season, you guys absolutely blew us out of the water at White Hart Lane, yeah? You guys literally blew us out of the water, yeah? And then we play you this season, go there, same sort of hostile atmosphere, yeah, and then we end up winning. Even though, if anything, you guys were favourites to win that game, despite us being on the form. When it goes into North London derby, it's always form goes out the bloody window. But it was like you guys just didn't turn up. What is wrong with them? You know what I mean? It's like these Spurs players just play for either you just love the facility, nice little American football ground as well. You can swap and change. You've got the Sky Bar and all that. It's like you're just showbiz. You know what I mean?
That's what it is, brother. And I think the problem is that Spurs, it's a bit of showbiz. It's also we're just getting it wrong. I think we got the wrong manager. I think Tottenham messed up when we got rid of Poch. Honestly, I think if they'd given Poch a bit more time, a bit like that Liverpool's doing, I reckon he would have found it and he would have turned it around. You got to give look. Brendan Rodgers, if he was at Spurs, he would have been sacked. But he's turned Leicester around. You just got to give. If someone is a good manager, you don't turn crap overnight. Something's wrong. Pochettino had given Tottenham the blueprint and said, look, I need to do a rebuild. It's going to be a painful rebuild. He already told us. He already warned the faithful. But my man didn't listen. And then thought you could just bring in the Mourinho, who can work with this dead squad and make miracles. It doesn't happen like that. What was the miracle was what Pochettino was doing with that club on a shoestring budget. That was the miracle, and we didn't see it. So Tottenham have their own selves to blame for where we are at the moment in terms of not achieving. Because actually, we had an opportunity. We were getting close, and then we fell off, bro. We've literally fallen off since Mourinho. We have fallen off, and now we're trying to get back. Do I think Conte is the man? Personally, I don't think he's the man long term, but I do think Conte is jammy enough to win a trophy with Spurs this season. Don't ask me what trophy, but I do think he's jammy enough to win. And guess what? He will win and leave. That's what he wants to do. He wants to win. He wants to go one step further than Mourinho. He wants to win and leave. And you know, the sooner for me, the better. But yeah, I mean, what we're hearing,
And his
right,
contract out in the summer.
contracts out in the summer. But the good news is, it sounds like there's a billionaire, you know, Arab who wants to buy Spurs. And bloody hell,
Good luck with that.
thank goodness for that, to be honest, because it's about bloody time. Do you know what I mean? And if we get this billionaire who comes in,
And it's 3 points signed bill that he's looking to buy.
it's looking long, bro. It's looking long. But when you think about it, if you're a business person, Spurs is a safe investment. The stadium's done, the training ground.
You're still paying it off, he is. The stadium.
We are, but we sell out every week. There's no empty chairs at
Levy
Spurs.
isn't looking to sell, I thought. This is Ryan.
Yeah, I mean,
Levy isn't looking to sell. I thought, no, he isn't, and this is why I love Levy, because he won't sell, and that's when it will just like pop up on my phone.
I think this consortium that's come forward, they know Levy is a stickler.
Conte's health, mate.
Levy is all about the money.
Conte's health concern may force him to leave. I think he's going to go anyway. End of the season, I think that's.
I don't think he'll leave because of health. I think he'll leave just generally because he's not.
Yeah, I reckon that's.
Fitting into
it might be couched under health, Flair. It might be couched under health, but one thing's for certain, he's gone.
Yeah, you know what? Even if he was like thinking in his head, after was he there midweek when you went to Milan?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe
the reason why we flopped.
Maybe he's thinking, fuck this. I'm gonna stay in Milan for a bit longer, you know what I mean? I need to check myself out and that. So maybe he'll end up going Juve or something, you know?
We were surprised he came back.
I was shocked. I thought he wasn't going to be there.
Operation. He shouldn't be back after 4 days.
No.
That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, he's gone. Whatever happens, Conte is gone.
Do you think he'll win a trophy? Do you think he'll do that one step above Mourinho?
Yeah, he will. The problem is, for me...
I know you said not to ask this, but I am going to ask this because at the end of the day, we're doing a YouTube bid, so this has to be asked. I want your thoughts, Deji. What trophy? You're in the FA Cup, am I correct? You're in that?
Yeah.
Obviously, Mikel, you fucked that up for us, so yeah, I'm not happy on that level.
Yeah, neither.
I'm not happy that we got knocked out how we did against Manchester City. I think we made too many bloody changes, and I'm not getting into it. I will end up fuming, but that's for a different day. Yeah, but yeah, you're in the FA Cup still, and you're in the Champions League, but losing 1-0 to Milan. Honestly, it'll be just like Spurs to flipping go and win that game against Milan next month. I'm going in for a back operation the 16th of March, right? Yeah. I don't know when that game is, when Milan versus Spurs.
That week, yeah.
When is it?
It's that week. I think it's that week.
It's that week. So it could, I think I'm going on a Thursday, so it'll be before that. So it'll be either the Tuesday or Wednesday. Honest to God, I will be watching that. And if Spurs go and win, I will actually not be afraid to turn around and go, you know what, Deji, I can see this horribleness actually happening. I could see it. I could see Spurs beating Milan, you know. I don't think you win it. I think if you're going to win anything, it'll be the FA Cup. But remember, you still got big dogs in there like Man City, United, who are on a trophy hunt this year. And there's other teams in there as well. Excuse me for not mentioning your team, if that's you. But, yeah. But, like, you've still got that opportunity. It will be just like Spurs to go and beat Milan and have a chance in that quarterfinal.
Yeah, bro.
It'll be just like them, you know what I mean? It will be.
Mason, it will be just like Conte to do the unthinkable. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what I think, and then I'm going to tell you what my head says. I think, and there's no logical reason. I get trolled by a lot of people. Deji, you have no logic, you're delusional. But I always stand by the fact that I've been saying this before we kicked the ball at the start of the season. So this is not something that I developed or Spurs have been playing. I just had this feeling. I can see Spurs under Conte winning the Champions League and Conte leaving with the Champions League. Because what a way to drop the mic. Wins the Champions League and then says, F off, mate. I don't want to do it anymore.
What happened to the Premier League?
Premier League, we're not going to do it, obviously, bro. You know that already.
I remember the start of the season on
Premier League
football.
I remember it's Premier League or Champions League. I didn't say both.
Yeah, you did. So Premier League or Champions League. I do remember those famous words.
At the very worst, he could still win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, even though you know my personal views on the FA Cup, Conte can still walk away and say, "Hey, I know it didn't go according to plan, but at least I left you guys with a decent trophy, being the FA Cup. Because what we would have got under Mourinho would have been the Carabao Cup, and that's just we might as well not as well win that cup. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can see Conte doing it now. The other thing I'll say to you, bro, is that Chelsea is going out, so that's one less headache for us to worry about. We're gonna know what Liverpool
wasn't a headache anyway.
We're going to know what Liverpool and Man City are about this week, in their games. It's not unforeseeable. AC Milan, for me, I think, was the weakest of the teams in this group round. Could it be that Tottenham get Dortmund in the last 8? Now, I fancy our chances against Dortmund. I didn't think they were all that. They did a great job against Chelsea, but Chelsea are pretty poor. Let's just be real. And then Tottenham take on the Benfica in the semis. And I just think we.
And who else? Obviously, Bayern Munich are beating PSG at the moment.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about PSG. They're out.
PSG is going to be out. Messi yet again not winning another Champions League. PSG shocking in Champions League. I think
unless Mbappe comes and scores a hat trick, you never know.
Yeah, but either way, one of the big boys is going out.
Neymar's out as well for injury.
This might be the Champions League final that the big boys are out by the quarters. Depending on
I still go by prediction. I reckon it will be either Man City, Liverpool, or Spurs all in the final, or at least all in the semis. One of them 3 will be in the final. I'm telling you that for a fact. I hope it's not Spurs for my heart, because trust me, Spurs in a Champions League final, I have to deal with that.
Claire and mate, I'm telling you now, if Tottenham get in the Champions League final, this platform will have 3 million bloody followers, mate.
Mate,
because it was called live on this show, mate. Flair, you be calling me and saying, Dej, where are you, mate? Thank you very much. We have become viral. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we've been calling it out on this show, and then it bloody happens.
Oh,
I'm not doing it for the followers.
I pray all the gods, all the footballing gods,
saying it from early.
All the footballing gods just, man, please do not let Spurs.
Let me tell you why I know you're going out. Let's be real. 15 games under Harry Potter, and you've done nothing. No one's found the Philosopher's Stone. You can't even buy a win, my brother. Right now, Chelsea, I don't speak to any Chelsea supporters.
They're all hiding.
There's no need. I don't even know why you're asking questions when your team is so poor. What you should do is sit and watch. Just being real. How do I know Chelsea are going out? You couldn't beat bottom of the Prem. That's how I know. You can't beat Southampton in your own yard. In your yard.
Oh, man, that's too true.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I know, mate.
Big up JPT though. He's one of the realest Chelsea fans I know. He's one of the real ones. The poor bugger's working. American geezer, absolute legend, man. Absolute legend he is. But big up him. Fuck your club though. I'm enjoying this melting Chelsea fans. You know, I'm enjoying it.
I don't even. 2 sets of fans I ain't speaking to at the moment: Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still trying to get tickets to Anfield. Anyone who's got tickets to Anfield, hook me up.
Yeah,
because I'm still trying.
When is that game? You guys at Anfield?
Huh?
When is that game?
I think
or you're just trying to get tickets in general? Is it April?
I think it's April. Yeah.
But to be honest, the board. I'm looking at Huddersfield Town Fan TV said Potter has to go.
Mm.
Potter is, you got to remember, when Potter got into Brighton, the first couple seasons, they were pretty pants. It takes a while for Potter's system to kind of embed. But once it embeds, anyone can run with that. Because
You
I'm
got
not
fucking robbed
convinced.
by you, man. Remember 2-2 draw.
You know what I mean? So I'm not convinced that Potter is a bad manager. He just needs the
Yeah.
time. If he gets, look at Brighton. Brighton are still winning games, and they've bloody sold like half the team and lost their manager
It's the same with us.
because
We
he
finished
laid
our
such a
first
solid
season
foundation.
crap. We finished our first season crap. We've given Arteta time now, and we're now top of the Premier League halfway through the season. I mean, time is so key for a successful manager. To be successful under a manager with little experience like Arteta was, and I'd go as far to say Graham Potter is really, you know, managing Brighton, not exactly a great side, but without that experience, I think you're not going to get a straight away, you know, your old Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, your Arsene Wenger's. You're not going to get that straight away. It takes time, and you just got to prepare and take your time carefully.
The thing is, I'll elaborate on what Flair was saying as well then, because when Mikel first come in, if you watch his first interview, he said that he wants to get the fans and the players together. He wants to get the team and the fans together. Everyone in that club needs to gel, and that's what he's done. He's built a fortress. You can see that over the years that he's been here, the fans are suddenly right behind us, right behind the players. We are the 12th man, and that's why Emirates have been such a fortress, apart from obviously City. But yeah, forget about that moment. You know what
Potter
I mean?
has no bloody passion. I mean, for Potter, I think, as I said, you just got to give him time, and then eventually he'll start to build up his love for the club.
Potter has passion. This is why Chelsea fans get this reputation. This is why I'm not even going to apologise to you Chelsea fans, because you lot deserve this. You lot bring this upon yourself. You lot are so used to sack, and that's all you know. That's all Chelsea fans know. It is legit. All you guys know. You look at Liverpool. They've gave Klopp time. He wasn't that great on his first couple of seasons. Pep come in, didn't win the Premier League in his first season. Everyone was shell-shocked. You know what I mean? Managers need time. Same with Mikel. Finished 8th. Everyone was losing their plot, including myself. The next season, still finished flipping 8th, I think it was as well. Then finished 5th. So slowly and surely, yeah, I've lost my mind a couple of times with Mikel, as well as like a lot of the things. But I used to lose my mind over Arsene Wenger as well. You know, it's just how things go. You don't build a fortress and a team within one day. You have to give your manager time.
I would have Potter at Spurs. I know it's a controversial thing to say. I would rather have Potter at Spurs.
Yeah, I would probably take. I wouldn't take Potter over Mikel, but if I was in Spurs' position, I'd take Potter.
But I don't think. But I will say to the Chelsea faithful that I don't think Potter's the right man for Chelsea, because Chelsea have never been a club that builds. You don't spend 650 mil in Jan and say you're going to wait a year.
Exactly.
No, they want shit now. I think Chelsea would have been better off with a Conte, and Spurs actually would have been better off with a Graham Potter. Yeah, someone who can coach the players to be better players. Whereas Conte, he wants to be able to buy an Enzo Fernandez. Conte wants to bloody buy Neymar, for crying out loud. You know, and Spurs are never going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna read out this comment from Huddersfield Fan TV. But you saw what he was building. What's Potter actually trying to do? They shouldn't be this bad. The thing is, I think the Chelsea owner has a lot more influence over the transfer budget than what obviously Edu and Mikel, the Cronkies, have over ours. Because I think the Cronkies just signed the check. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. I think that Edu and Mikel are the ones who are hunting and going for players. I think the Chelsea owner is going out there and going for Arsenal, going for Mudryk. Right, let's go 100 mil in. Boom, got him. You know, Endo Fernandez. Oof, let's go on 105 mil. Let's get that done. You know, this is what their owner's doing, and I think he should have stuck with Tuchel. I think Thomas Tuchel was the man to. They won them the Champions League, which they still go on about now, and they sacked him. So if you're gonna sack Thomas Tuchel, a born winner, may I just add, for Graham Potter, who's what should I say, a process, like trust the process sort of manager, with not experience at that top level, sort of same under the same leaf as Mikel, because he didn't have no experience at managing a side, as well as Arsenal, as well as a Chelsea, as well as a City, and now Potter's getting dragged into it, and I feel bad for Potter because I think Bodie, I think that's his name anyway. I think he's the real one who's having a lot more influence over the transfers than Potter. I think Potter's just a yes man,
Yeah.
Modric, apart from a half-hour spell in the first game, he hasn't hasn't done anything. So this is why I was happy with Trossard.
Trossard at least he's done stuff. You know what I
mean? We've seen Modric. He's been in Shakhtar. It's not a hard league, is it really, to score the goals that he did? So I mean, he's come to the Premier League. He's scored no goals this season. We've brought up a 25 million striker instead of an 80 forward instead of an 80 million. And he scored more goals than him this season.
To my add, we actually addressed him as an 80 million. That was our margin where we were going to put our money. And then Chelsea come in with 100 mil. So they literally paid 20 million more than what we were actually going to originally pay. I think they're ridiculous. And to be honest, I blame the owner.
Signing.
You can't blame the manager on this. You know what I mean?
Right. No, you can't. But you got to also remember, guys, and I always say this, and let's not take it lightly. The Premier League is the best bloody league in the world. I was speaking to a Villa fan, and that Leon Bailey fella was at Leverkusen tearing up the German league, and he just looks like he just looks like a shadow of himself, and that's not because he's a bad player. Do you know what I mean? It's just the Premier League is that.
Look at Sancho.
Do you know what I mean? Sancho as well was tearing up the German league.
Boy.
That man's struggling. So you got to understand there's levels to this. And the way the game is going, and I know this is for the next show, Mace, but I really want to talk about where the Premier League is going. Because let's just be honest. If Tottenham's takeover goes well and United's takeover go well, then you're looking at the big six having even more of the market share in terms of the game.
Would probably be the lesser side of the money, Would probably be the least.
Yeah, you'd be the poorest out of the six. And it's not even 6, it's 7. Because remember, Newcastle haven't started spending their money yet.
Newcastle are doing it by the books. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I do not care if the one Manchester City fan who probably hides at the Etihad comes for me. I do not give a shit. I hope you lot get relegated.
If Chelsea don't finish in a European competition, they're out the big six. Newcastle comes in.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bold statement, but I agree.
I know
that's a bold statement.
True, you can't be finishing.
Chelsea aren't going to finish in the top 4 this season. Forget that, man. They'll do well to get Europa League.
I think even that's a push for them, man. I think that's even a push. I think if anything, I would probably say that the top 4, I think Newcastle, the only team I can see dropping out. I don't think we will. I don't think City will. I don't think United will. And if anything, I think Newcastle will be the team who drops out, and it'll be between probably just Spurs and Newcastle for the top 4. You know what I mean? Which I do think Spurs will nick, and I'd hate to see it because I've been calling you guys out for being 5th all flipping season. And if you guys get Champions League after all that fucking chat I've been doing, oh man, I'm going to have to come and face them.
Mason, the biggest one is if Spurs win the Champions League. I might do something special. If Spurs make it to the Champions League final,
you guys win the Champions League before us.
I might get all my fellow streamers, you and a few others, in one room, and I'm going to record it live. It'll be a watch along, and we'll watch the final live. I think it's a must because for Spurs to get to the final,
you know what? If you guys make the final and you do a watch along, I'll actually come down. I'll come down.
Yeah.
100%. So will I.
I'll come down. I'm getting everybody
just so that you know, I will be drinking heavily, Deji man. I will be drinking heavily on stream. I will be drinking my sorrows.
Do you know what I mean? That would be too funny. But
I
anyway,
will be vaping in Frostley as well, bro. I have to buy about
Same.
20 vapes for that one match.
yeah.
You'll have to get me 5 Eloxes.
You know what I mean? Trust me on that.
So yeah, let's make it happen. Let's see what happens.
Nah,
So
well,
predictions then for this week. So you got Leicester.
yeah, we got Leicester. Who have you guys got?
We got hold on. Just let me just double check that on my fantasy, because unlike most people, I actually kept Son in my fantasy Premier League.
Hey, good
Footballing
man.
genius. You know, I'm not
I kept Kane in there for quite a long time.
yeah, I got Kane in mine.
I even kept him. I thought he was going to bag a goal against us, to be fair. So I
Oh,
kept him in there as
bloody hell, mate. Spurs against Chelsea next Sunday.
Oh, what? At Shah Lane?
At Lane.
The Lane. Or is it? Is it even called the Lane? Is it Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, no?
I don't know why they call it Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's
a
White
weird
Hart
ass
Lane.
name,
It's
bro.
not
It should
new.
just be the new White Hart Lane.
It's just White Hart Lane, yeah. I don't
It's
know
just
what
White Hart Lane.
is. Yeah.
You know, right, so Arsenal, Leicester, obviously, we travel up to Leicester. Flair, your prediction, lad?
I'll go 3-1 win to Arsenal.
3-1 win to Arsenal. I'm gonna say, God, this is the thing. I don't trust the defence at the moment with mistakes. So, I think 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, 2-1. Deji, what about you, man?
So you guys against Leicester.
I reckon Vardy will be back.
I think you beat them, man. I think you beat them. I give Arsenal 3-0.
3-0, big score. And then Tottenham versus Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea finishing in 10th, according to Hassan. I think you'll be lucky if you even finish in 10th. No banter needed. Your club's shite. Tottenham versus Chelsea. Oh, man. Flair, what do you think?
Oh god, that is a tricky game.
4th versus 10th. It depends on if Conte's back or not.
You know, I think if Conte's back, I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win to Spurs.
If Conte's back,
yeah, no, if Conte's back, a 1-0 win to Spurs.
Oof.
If Conte's not back, I think a 4-0 win to Spurs.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bold. Right, well, I'm going to go, if Conte's back, then I reckon it'll be a 1-1. I reckon Tottenham will score early and try and sit back as they do. As Conte's magic happens and they'll concede. But if Conte's not there and... God, I can actually see Tottenham winning this, you know. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs, Harry Kane to score. And you know what? I'm even going to say that Richie's going to grab a goal, you know.
Bloody hell.
Jardison.
Mason, mate, if you are right with this prediction, mate, everyone...
You're a genius. Instead of David knows best, Mason knows best.
This is Mystic, mate. Look, for me, I actually don't have any faith in Tottenham against Chelsea. And I'll say why. Because Chelsea is one of the teams that Spurs just never get a good result against. They always beat Spurs. And I think Potter can turn it around. The only positive thing I can say is Tottenham did beat Brighton a few times under Graham Potter, but bloody hell, mate. We've had Alonso scoring from the halfway line. That kind of stupidness, goals on the volley. Tottenham just can't beat Chelsea. So I'm going to go over Chelsea win. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, that's bold.
Mad.
I do agree.
Right. We are actually going to have to wrap up now.
Yeah.
Big up everyone for joining. Big up everyone in the chat. We'll go with Deji first. If you want to shout out your socials.
Yeah, big up everyone. Thanks for having me again. Catch me on One Touch TV tomorrow on the Rival Show. Also, I'll be doing a show with Northside London. I'm actually doing a show later on tonight called No Touches with my fellow Spurs supporter, just kind of unpicking the game. But yeah, catch me on Deji Spurs on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you very much.
Big up.
No worries, mate. Mason?
Yeah, man, just MK the Don 14 Instagram. Obviously, you'll catch me and Flair. Obviously, we're doing this co-hosting. We're smashing it, bro. We've got to keep on going. Yeah, big up, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And
money now.
yeah, AFC.extras on Instagram. Got a new account because obviously I haven't got my old one anymore. So go for it, check that one out. Also subscribe to this channel as well. We want to get to at least 300 subs by the end of 2023. So that would be great. So yeah, we'll go for that. And thank you everyone for watching, as I said. And we'll see you next time.
Big up, just remember.